Now we'll talk about modifying lines and shapes. If you're following along, I'm in 05_line_shape.fla in the Chapter 3 folder in the Exercise Files folder. The first thing we're going to do is modify the shape of the robot's mouth. Let's select the Zoom tool in the toolbar, and then click and drag around the robot's mouth and release the mouse button to zoom in. It's important to note that I didn't change the size of the robot. At the bottom right of the timeline, the number is a percentage that indicates how much you're zoomed in or zoomed out. So I'm looking right now at this image at 390% of its normal size. Now your percentage is probably going to be different unless you happen to click and drag exactly the same way and the same size that I did. Now let's modify the mouth of the robot. In the toolbar, select the Selection tool. Using the Selection tool, you can modify the corners and line segments of shapes. Let's first modify the corners of the robot's mouth. With the Selection tool selected, hover over the top left corner of the robot's mouth. When you hover over a corner and you have the Selection tool selected, notice your cursor updates to show a corner. That's the sign that Flash is telling you that you can click and drag to modify a corner. So what I'm going to do is click and drag to the right just a little bit to bring that corner in. And so now I've successfully modified the shape of the robot's mouth. Let's do the same thing to the top right corner of the robot's mouth. Going to click the top right corner, drag in just a little bit, and we've changed the shape of the robot's mouth there. Let's look at how you can modify a line segment. With the Selection tool still selected, hover over the bottom line segment of the robot's mouth. Notice the cursor updates. It's now a curved line. Click and drag down to change the line. You can release your mouse button at any point, and that will update the shape on the stage. So now we sort of customize this robot's mouth. Now what I'm going to do is zoom out. This time I'm going to use a keyboard shortcut. And this is a keyboard shortcut that you might want to memorize because it's very useful. On your computer, hold Command on the Mac or Control on the PC and press minus on your keyboard. You'll zoom out a little bit. And you can guess that if you can zoom in by holding Command on the Mac or Control on the PC and then pressing plus. Now that we're zoomed out, we can change the shape of the robot's body. I'm just going to pull the outside edges in a little bit. So I'm going to hover my mouse cursor over the right edge of the robot's body. Notice again the cursor updates to be a curved line. Click and drag in just a little bit to change the shape of the robot's body. Let's do the same thing to the left edge of the robot's body. Hover over the left edge. Notice the cursor updates. Click and drag to the right. Now we've changed the robot's body a little bit. So there's a look at modifying lines and shapes. Now let's talk about modifying strokes and fills.